Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Welcome to the Friday night live stream back at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining me. So let's just dive in. All right, guys, welcome back to the live stream. I've got my new Life is Good shirt on that I got for Christmas from my parents, all the way from California. I think it's going to be my new uniform. I work from home, and sometimes I'll wear the same shirt days. I love it. It's great. So we got Bitcoin news to talk about tonight. We've got the anniversary of the first Genesis block. The Genesis block, which I guess it's redundant to say first Genesis block. And it's also the second anniversary of the Not Your Keys, Not Your Bitcoin movement, if you want to call it that. So we're going to talk about what it means to hold your Bitcoin in your own wallet where you control the private key. And we talk about that a lot here. And then I've got some other Bitcoin news to cover. We're going to move some Bitcoin around. I'm going to focus mostly on Bitcoin tonight because it's a big night for Bitcoin. So let's jump in and check out the news, guys. All right, so it's so busy here. I'm going to share my phone tonight. Let's pop out the chat and get that out of the way. You can see the guts of my live stream control center here. Live stream central. All right, first I'm going to welcome some people. There were a few early birds, and I threw up some answers to their questions. Hollowport. I'm not sure about Hollowport, have to say. G. Graham, thanks for joining me. I'm invested in many crypto assets. Would like to know if there's a cold wallet, not paper, for Vari and Theta, which are not supported on the Ledger Nano X. Yeah, I'd have to check into that. I don't know that off the top of my head. I thought that Theta had a third-party wallet that you could use with your ledger. We'll talk about that more. Parlay Cross, good to see you again. I'm doing great, thank you. EKS, good to see you here again in the house from San Jose, the heart of Silicon Valley. That's good. Celtic FC fan from Michigan, welcome. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like looking at the other camera, which is off now. All right, it's on, but it's not active. Tig, thanks for joining me. Great Caper, good to see you. Mr. Ether, here, who's your daddy? Well, I'm CryptoDad. I'm not your daddy, but you might find him someday. Or you're the daddy. I think that's how that goes. Mr. David from San Antonio in the wings, thank you. Rob's here again, wonderful to see you. BG, hello. Rebecca Hunt, Josh Davis, Wild Blue, Satoshi Money from Virginia Beach, Virginia, great town. We drove cross country, and we got to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I said, why don't we just shoot for the coast? And that's where we ended up, Virginia Beach. Great place. We spent the night there, had a wonderful time. Wonderful little town there. Mark Colley, best way to transfer crypto to an address from Coinbase wallet. I guess we can talk about that. We're going to be transferring Bitcoin from one place to another in a couple of scenarios tonight. So it's going to boil down to a Bitcoin address, right? You need to generate a Bitcoin sending address from your wallet, whatever wallet you're using. And that's the address you're going to give to the exchange as you're doing a withdrawal, or to a friend, or whoever you want to send you Bitcoin, like on a website, you put up a donation address or whatever. That's how you get the Bitcoin, that address. That's key. I was just thinking of my Chadwick, hello. All right. Satoshi Money, New Year's, 94, 95. Good evening from UT. Okay. Betts Palaz. Okay. It's very nice. All right, so everybody's here, present and accounted for. Tonight is the 11-year anniversary of the Genesis block. Now, as you may or may not know, Bitcoin lives in a data structure called the blockchain. Now, you hear that word thrown around a lot, blockchain technology and that sort of thing. And there are many kinds of blockchains. There are many different blockchains, Bitcoin being sort of the first to employ this technology. It's a cryptographic ledger built with cryptography using digital signatures to verify ownership, and then transactions get processed and added to the blockchain. It's like a giant ledger. And then once a block is created, it gets added to the link, and the endless link of, well, not quite endless, right? 21 million total Bitcoin in general. But I think the blockchain would go on because you could still have transactions. You're just not going to be adding more Bitcoin. Things will change after that. So anyway, this was the Genesis block, the first block of the Bitcoin. The white paper came out in 2008, late 2008, was posted on a cyberpunk mailing list, and then the first Genesis block was created on January 3rd. Now I think this article says, okay, well, all right, I think it's over here. Yeah. Yeah, there's this article over here says that block 0 was not mined but created in the code. And let's see if they show it here. They don't. I believe this article shows it. Yes. So embedded in the first block, the Genesis block, is some English text that quotes this article. I don't see the quote. The quote is actually Chancellor on brink of... It's like you can't even see it in here. I don't know. We'd have to open up Twitter, I guess. But it's an article about the 2008 financial crisis and banks and brokerage houses going under, that sort of thing. So Bitcoin was created sort of as an answer to that. So that's where we started. Bitcoin started in 2009, right? And we've come a long way since then. It turns out to have been the best investment of the decade. If you had a dollar's worth of Bitcoin in 2010 or 11, I believe, you would have 90,000. 9 million times that. And of course, it started from zero, so it's kind of hard to, But when we look at the stock market, the S&P 500 is 250%, whereas Bitcoin is like 9 million percent over the course of the decade. So it turned out to be the investment of the decade. A lot of naysayers around Bitcoin. But so this is the anniversary. Now let's move on a little bit to this not your keys, not your coins. What is the proof of keys movement? So the proof of keys movement is kind of an awareness campaign to let people know that if you buy Bitcoin on an exchange like Coinbase or Bittrex or Binance or Huobi or Kraken or Genesis, any of these exchanges, if you buy Bitcoin on those platforms, they are basically just holding it for you, right? It's not really your Bitcoin unless you control the private key. And the way to do that is to put the Bitcoin in your own wallet. So I've got a couple of wallets sort of primed and ready that we'll do tonight. I'm going to move some Bitcoin from Binance US, and I'm going to move some Bitcoin from Crypto.com into my own wallet, and we'll sort of watch the magic happen, right? And that's where, the private key is your wallet basically contains a private key that you control. You can't really see it because it's stored in the computer in an encrypted format or on the ledger device, but you control it, right? By virtue of that private key, you can claim ownership to that Bitcoin, right? It's like a bearer bond, right? Whoever holds it possesses it, right? All right, so but let's check out this story. This is pretty amazing. Bitcoin is selling for 24,000 per BTC in Iran as US tensions escalate. Now, I bring up this story not to talk about politics so much, but to just talk about how Bitcoin is affected by geopolitical factors. Just like anything, right? You know, the stock market sort of rises and falls on geopolitical news, you know, and that sort of thing. Market news, political news, you know, war news. There's lots of different things that can occur that will move the market up and down, and Bitcoin is no exception. So I thought this was an interesting story. Oh, by the way, guys, all of the links to all of the news stories that I'm covering are in the description below. So if you want to check out any of these stories, link to them yourself, read more about them, I've got them linked here down in the description. So go down in the description if you want further reading on any of this stuff. And also, my top affiliate links are up there, crypto.com. We're going to use a little crypto.com tonight. Ledger, of course. I use my Ledger almost daily. It's good to get practice. Very safe and secure way of storing your Bitcoin. So check out my affiliate link if you're interested. It won't cost you a penny more, but it will, you know, help me out if you buy your Bitcoin using my, or you buy your Ledger by using my link. And then the Brave browser. All right. And then a couple of other cool links for some cool stuff over there. So enough spiel. Let's get back to the story. Bitcoin selling for 24,000 per Bitcoin in Iran. All right. So there are many factors that are causing the price of Bitcoin to rise on the open market. Damn it. I'm sorry. I got to take this. Ugh. Elite Indiscreet. This is Rex.
Hi, Rex. It's Beth.
Hey, Beth.
Okay, John went and came and picked up all those boxes,
Okay.
and the things
Good.
are both there. But
Okay.
there's still some left, like
Sure.
12 or 13.
Right.
So, if someone could come here, like probably about 7 o'clock.
No problem. Yeah, I'm going to have John do it.
Okay, I would like them to be delivered by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like 6:30 would be better, just to make sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
because I think they said someone would be there at 7:30, but they start at 9:30, so you have a little bit of time. But
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
just to be sure,
you got
they
it.
haven't delivered to that building before.
Okay. I'll let him know.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Okay.
All right, Beth. Have a good weekend.
Bye. You
Sure.
too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Sorry about that, gang. I was going to say before I started this thing, it's been crazy busy today. The phone won't stop ringing, but I'm just going to keep talking either way. All right. So the price, and this is on the localbitcoins.com website, which is kind of an offline way of selling Bitcoin. But you can see current bids and prices there. And, you know, there are, I've never actually used localbitcoins.com, but you can meet people in person to do the exchange, or they have certain, like, I can't think of the word for it when you, well, like when you buy a house, can't think of that term. It's like equity, you put it in, it's not coming to me, whatever it is. It's where you put money for, you know, people put third party money. Somebody throw that out there for me. Yeah. Escrow, that's it. Escrow. Right. There's like escrow schemes where you can like buy Bitcoin. So anyway, the price has gone up due to the fact that there's political tensions, war tensions, economic tensions soon follow. Right. So the people in Iran are worried that their currency will lose value. So they're buying up Bitcoin. So I mean, it's bad for them, but it's a good sign for Bitcoin as kind of a safe haven, right? And then there are some other features to this story which are kind of interesting. Uh, you know, Iran has been blocking internet access, and so we'll see how effective that is stopping people from buying Bitcoin, because that's a big issue around Bitcoin, is whether or not the government would be able to kill it. And if you cut off internet access, you're pretty close, right? but there are ways around that. All right, so let's move on to the next story. Is this the one I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, that's just another Genesis block story. I think it's down in there in the description. But this is more with Craig Wright, which is kind of an interesting character. Did I do this twice? Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to the next story here. Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme, an economist says. I'm not sure the guy's name. Tendai Capfidze did an interview with Yahoo Finance and says that Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme. You only make money based on people who enter after you. And then it has no real utility in the world. They've been trying to create a utility for 10 years. It's a solution in search of a problem, and it still hasn't found a problem to solve. Not a very researched opinion, right? It sounds like just a general dismissal of Bitcoin without doing any real research, probably just picked up from his peers without any real investigation, because there's lots of uses for Bitcoin. Anything that has value and can be bought and sold can have uses, right? And I've bought things with Bitcoin before, so I know that it can be used to make purchases. So it does have a use case. It's a decentralized currency where people can exchange value across the room or across the world with the same ease, right? It doesn't weigh anything. It has so many factors that it can be used to define what money is, right? It's fungible. Anyway, we won't go too far into it. The interesting thing about this, I put this article up. You can link to it. You can read it. You can convince yourself that Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme. Shortly thereafter, another article appeared. Here's why Bitcoin is not a pyramid scheme. And he refers back to that first article and sort of gives it a rebuttal and talks about all of the things that it is and that it can do, and reminds the readers that it is the best performing asset of the decade. That says a lot. If it's the best performing asset of the decade and you dismiss it as some kind of pyramid scheme that has no real world value, seems like you're kind of living in your own little bubble to me. But I'm not bagging on the guy. I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. But there are a lot of people out there very smart that really just haven't applied that intelligence to doing any real research on Bitcoin. And the problem, I think, is, it's been prejudged, right? You've prejudged it, so contempt prior to investigation, as they say. All right. And then I wanted to bring up this other story here about the Ledger wallet. There was a Chrome extension that was stealing people's private keys. I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but somehow it was capturing private keys off people's ledger. Now, when you read stories like this, they don't go into a great amount of detail, but so I'm not sure exactly what it was doing. It may have been tricking the user into providing that information, or somehow it was capturing that information because it was running code in the browser, right? And this was outside of Ledger Live. So basically, if you're using a Ledger on a website and you get like some pop-up that says, is it okay if I run, and that kind of stuff, that's when red flags should go up, right? But Chrome took it off their Chrome website. Chrome has removed it, so I couldn't really download it and try to see what it was doing. Okay. All right. So I want to move some Bitcoin. Let's say hello to everyone here. But first of all, I need to send this to John real quick, so he'll... Hey, John, Beth would like you to take the rest of those boxes down to court on Monday morning. If you could come by the office around 6:30 or 7 a.m. period. Okay. Before I forget, right? That's the kind of thing you don't want to forget. You don't want to call at like 6 in the morning and say, hey, where's my driver? Oh, I forgot to tell him. All right, so there we go. So the first wallet that I'm going to use is the Electrum Bitcoin wallet, right? The Electrum Bitcoin wallet is it's sort of a light wallet in that it does not download a full copy of the blockchain to your computer when you run this wallet. Bitcoin Core wallet will download the entire blockchain to your computer. It gets bigger every day, so it does require a lot of resources to download it, a lot of disk space, and a lot of bandwidth to get the entire thing downloaded. So this wallet sort of solves that issue. It queries full nodes on a network of servers that it maintains so that you don't have to download the entire blockchain. So it's a good wallet. And it also stores your private key on your computer. Now it is a desktop-based wallet, so it's not quite as secure as the Ledger, but you can use it in conjunction with the Ledger. We'll dive more into that in a little bit. But right now, I just want to kind of stick with the desktop version, right? So we have a wallet that we've created using the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. And here it is. It's just an empty Bitcoin wallet. Now, the private key is stored on my computer, kind of in encrypted format. I can't see it, but I did write down a passphrase, a backup phrase. That's a human readable format of the private key. And I've written that down and I've stored it in a safe place. So, but all I want to do today is kind of show you how you move Bitcoin, right? So we're going to start on Binance US. And so here I am on a cryptocurrency exchange. Binance US is a US-based version of Binance. Pretty decent cryptocurrency exchange. Pretty easy to use. Pretty easy to get money into it. You can connect your bank account or a debit card, and you can deposit money into it. And so as you can see here, I've got some money in my US dollar account, about 30 bucks. We're just going to do a little experiment. So the first thing I'll do is buy some Bitcoin, all right? So I'm going to go down here to BTC. We're going to hit trade. And we're going to trade BTC for US dollars, right? Or the other way around, right? I'm going to go down there to market where it says buy BTC. Market will execute right away, although I might get a better deal if I do a fancy limit or stop limit or something like that. I'm going to use 100%, but it won't take 100 complete. So I'm just going to shave off the 5 there and see if it'll execute. Yeah, it did. All right, so that was cool. So we got our Bitcoin, right? Now, it's not our Bitcoin until we put it in our own wallet, right? They're basically just holding the Bitcoin for us. Yes, we have the right to withdraw it, but that is not the same as actually holding it. Many people believe that when you put your money in a bank, a traditional bank, that's your money in the bank. But it's not. It's the bank's money, and they can do whatever they want with it. But the only thing you have is the right to ask them to give it back to you, right? And in most cases, when you ask, when you go to your bank, they give you your money, right? Best case scenario. That's the way the world should work. But in some cases, they don't. And in some cases, they may freeze your bank account, or they may, take some of your money away from you. Like in Greece, when they had their financial crisis, people got their bank accounts, percentage taken out. So it's really not your money until it's in your hand, right? Banks are convenient and exchanges are convenient, but we want it in our own wallet. So what are we going to do? Let's go back over to the Bitcoin wallet, the Electrum wallet here. Now we want to receive. So I'm going to hit receive. Now this may not work. It's this is a native SegWit address, and let's see if Binance US can handle it. When it starts with a 3 or a 1, that's a SegWit. When it starts with a BC1, that's a native SegWit. That's the most recent Bitcoin address format. So let's see if Binance US can handle that. Let's go back over here to withdraw, and let's paste that address in there and see if it likes it. Okay, it seems to like it. I just clicked on my amount of BTC there, and it auto-filled the max for me, right? And then I'm going to hit submit. And then we're going to enter our, I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to enter my two-factor authentication. My Google Authenticator generates codes for me. You should always enable two-factor authentication when you can. It's good. Better security, so people can't crack your account. They have to hold your phone, right? So there it is, 827053. 827053. That's just a temporary code, right? And let's get this out of the way. And we should see a window that tells us it's going to send us an email. It's kind of moving slow tonight. There it is. Hooray. All right, so now we'll go over and we'll check our email. We're going to confirm that. Withdrawal here. And there we go. So now I've got the withdrawal confirmed, and we'll just wait a little while for the Bitcoin to arrive in the wallet. We'll just go here to history. And pretty soon we'll see, a small amount of Bitcoin coming in. And that's it. Right? So what was the main thing that I needed to know in order to move that Bitcoin? It was the receiving address, right? A lot of people might start from the exchange and say, how do I get the Bitcoin out? What do I do? Right? You sort of have to start with the wallet, and the wallet is going to give you the address, right? You need to start with your destination. And then once you have that destination address, then you can go over to the exchange and do the withdrawal, right? So that's our first withdrawal of the night. All right, so let's see what people... Oh, Scott Lee is here. Good. Juan is here. Betty A is here. That's great. Happy New Year. Glad to have me back Friday night. Yes, I was the last 2 Fridays. We were visiting relatives, so we had to... I had to do my live stream early. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm going to start doing a Tuesday morning live stream, Bitcoin Basics, and it's just gonna be an hour, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday mornings. We'll see how that works out. So a couple of you guys were there. Scott was there. Mr. David was there. So check it out if you have the time. I'm trying to get coverage of people that aren't always able to be here on the Friday night live stream. So hopefully, I'll make more people happy this way. All right. All right. Freddie Diarte, great to have you here. Bitcoin is like digital gold. Hola from Juan. Zayas. Feliz Año Nuevo. Yes. Rob is here. European banks are buying gold massively. Some countries have €1,000 a month rule. Insane. Yeah, there are, they put, like Lebanon had a bank restriction on their ATMs. You could only withdraw like $10 a day or whatever it was. Just ridiculous when, they decide that when economic factors occur, right? The banks or the government, they place restrictions on people. And it becomes painfully obvious that the money that you have in the bank is not really your money when those sort of things happen. It hasn't happened in the U.S., right? Thank God. But, I've been to the bank before when the ATM wasn't working. That was kind of scary. We just went to a different branch and we were fine. But what if you wake up one morning and there's a glitch and all the ATMs are down for a day or two, right, in your neighborhood or whatever? Suppose there's an earthquake, a flood, the whole area is powered down, you don't have access to your money. Of course, that sort of holds for Bitcoin too, with no power. So anyway, John Musk code for Pence. Let's see here. Wow, a lot of people tonight. Videos save me headaches trying to figure out stuff on my own. Like people, I learn visually better. That's why. Thank you, Freddie, because that's why I started the channel. I was always having trouble myself when I first got into it. Could never find a good. I need examples. I need to see it happen. Right. That's me. I just need to see an example. So. Hi, Rex. On Binance US, it says you need 12 network confirmations for certain coins like VET. I don't. It doesn't usually take too long for Bitcoin. I'm not sure about other coins. There's always some, idiosyncrasies depending on the coin itself. So yeah, you want to just watch out for that kind of stuff. But we always want things right away. We're in that's that type of society we're in, instant gratification. And Bitcoin is reasonably fast, could be faster. They're working on that. But there are times when not so much Bitcoin, but the exchange, things move slow. And you kind of have to, it's hard, especially if it's a big transfer. But I've had, withdrawals take half a day sometimes, and you're biting your nails, and did I do it right? Damn it! Ooh. Okay, here we go. Elite Indiscreet. This is Rex. Hey Amber, how are you? Good. Yeah, it's usually right here beside me. Yeah, we've been having a lot of them this time of year. It's going to be Demetria. Oh, there were some things left. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll remind her about that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Dimitri always takes a picture when she drops at Lisa's, and like the last couple of weeks, there's just been a lot of gifts and big boxes and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay. Okay. Of course, I will. Thank you. All right. Have a nice weekend. Sure. Bye bye. Yeah, it's a pain, but hey, I work from home. All I have to do is answer the phone. I can't complain. All right, so there we go. Still hasn't come in from Binance US. So let's do a crypto.com. And let's do, before I get too far into this, I'm going to talk about the Ledger Nano X. I have the X, right? Here's the thing about this thing. A lot of people think of it as a wallet, and indeed it can be thought of as a wallet, but it's more precisely a keychain that holds private keys. Now, it holds and it supports a lot of cryptocurrencies, but it doesn't support all cryptocurrencies in its software interface, Ledger Live, right? So it gets oh wait, there's the BTC. Now you'll notice here that Electrum Bitcoin wallet measures your Bitcoin in micro BTC, not quite 100 satoshis, right? You can change that. I find that a little weird, but hey, maybe that down the road that's going to be, the general, that Bitcoin will be worth so much that it would be dumb to think of it in terms of half a Bitcoin or a quarter. A millionth of a Bitcoin will make more sense, right? You want to buy. So here you go. The base unit for micro BTC. Let's just change it to BTC. It does look kind of weird because that was a small amount of Bitcoin. It was only $30 worth of Bitcoin, so it's 0.003 Bitcoin. but we can wrap our heads around that, right? Now it's telling us that it's unconfirmed. Now the reason why it says unconfirmed is that once Bitcoin moves from one place to another, or transaction occurs, it has to be confirmed on the blockchain, right? And as more blocks get added, your transaction becomes more permanent, so to speak. Now, the reason this happens is because of the double spend problem. I showed you that article about the Genesis block, and Bitcoin solved a kind of a difficult problem. The problem was, okay, let's have digital currency that we can just move back and forth across the internet. Good idea, right? But all of the early attempts were problematic in that they needed a centralized server to clear transactions to confirm that, this person actually paid the other person, right? The problem with, and the reason why is because decentralized ways suffer from the double spend problem, which means that if nobody's watching me and I send Alice my Bitcoin, why don't I turn around and send that same Bitcoin to Dave and, double my money, right? But so Bitcoin has a way of preventing that double spend problem so that every transaction only occurs once, right? I'm not going to try and turn around and spend it somewhere else before it actually gets to whoever I told was sending it. I know it's complicated. But okay, so there we go. It's a little more confirmed. It looks like there's going to be some more time before it gets fully confirmed. And then I think it'll turn green. All right. So that's a desktop-based Bitcoin wallet where I control the private keys. Now, getting back to what I was saying about the Ledger Nano X is that Ledger Live is the software that interfaces with this device, right? And I can hold a number of different cryptocurrencies in this, manage many different cryptocurrencies in this interface. And it's getting better, right? It used to not work with ERC20 tokens. Now it does, right? So I can use Ethereum, and I can also store my ERC20 tokens. I can see them. I can see their current value. I can see how many I have. I can send and receive them. That's fairly new, right? They didn't have that in the beginning, right? It supports Bitcoin directly. It supports XRP directly, Litecoin, Tezos. But there are some other cryptocurrencies that you can store on here. You can store the private key on here, but you can't use Ledger Live to manage them. And that really confuses people. It gets them sort of upset. I get a lot of comments on my video. Well, why can't I, see my ADA? Sir, tell me how to see my ADA in Ledger Live. Well, you can't, right? You have to use a third-party interface if you're going to store your ADA private keys on this device. Stellar is the same way. Tron is the same way. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are supported on here. But here's the thing. The thing is, if you can store your private key on this ledger, then you're much better off using any other types of wallets, right? This is the more secure way of storing private keys. So yeah, it's kind of a pain that we have to use third-party wallets for some cryptocurrencies. But you're better off using this to store your private keys in the long run. All right, so let's go to this Bitcoin native SegWit account, and let's put some Bitcoin in here, right? So I'm going to use my Crypto.com account. I'll show you guys that. I don't know what I did. I must have closed it. Please don't do this to me now. Okay. This scares me. I use this screen sharing software it's great. I love it. But it can be a little finicky at times. All right. So we're going to go over to Crypto.com. Right? And what I want to do is I want to withdraw some Bitcoin, right? Things are looking good today in the crypto market, right? Bitcoin is up. All right, so I've got some MCO here on deposit. I'm going to sell a little bit of it for Bitcoin so we can withdraw Bitcoin. We're going to kind of stick to Bitcoin today, right? So let's go to MCO. Let's do sell MCO. Let's see. Let's see. How much do I want to sell? Well, let's just, well, we want to sell it for Bitcoin, right? And we'll hit sell 137 MCO. Okay. I think that's what I wanted to do. All right. All right, so now I have Bitcoin. Now I'm down to my staked MCO. So in the Crypto.com app, you stake MCO, which is basically I deposit it in their platform, and I can use their card because of this. It's like a security deposit. And as you can see there, down at the bottom, my stake term is almost up. It's like 6 months. Now, when I'm done, I'll probably just leave it in there. I'll just start it over again. But if I wanted to, I could withdraw it. So a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's like I got to deposit this MCO. You don't have to do 500. You can do 50, which is just a couple $100, and you can use their card. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point. Let's go back here and let's check out our Bitcoin. So we got Bitcoin, right? And we want to send a little bit of this to our own wallet, right? So what I'll do is I'll do it like it's a brand new address, even though I believe it's already in there. But we're going to generate a brand new address. So let's get back over here. I'm going to move this guy here. And get this a little bit closer. Echo, turn off plant light. And my wife's plant light casts this eerie purple glow over in the room. All right, so here I am. Now, in order to access the private keys for my Bitcoin wallet, I need to go into the Bitcoin app. There's the Bitcoin app, and I'm going to hit both buttons. I have this guy connected to my computer. All right, I'm going to hit both buttons here. Now I'm in the Bitcoin app. Now I'm going to do a receive to my own wallet. I'm going to leave this up here. All right, so you can see what's going on. I'm going to hit receive, and I'm going to hit continue. Now it tells me to connect and unlock my ledger, which I've done. It tells me to open the Bitcoin app, which I've done. So I got both checked. And then I hit continue. Now I'm going to hit continue to verify the Bitcoin address that I'm sending to. You'll notice that the Bitcoin address on my device matches the one that's showing on the screen. Right? That's a fail-safe, so that an attacker doesn't substitute his own address. We confirm the address on the device. Now we also need to let the device know that we've done this. See that little arrow there, that little triangle? That means we need to move one tick over, and then we'll hit both buttons to approve that. All right, and then you'll notice that that box sort of has an X now. I can dismiss it now. So I'm going to hit copy. There's our address. Now, I actually didn't really need to hit copy. I'm going to turn this camera off real quick. Now we're going to go to Crypto.com. And let's see, how much am I going to take? I don't know. We're going to go to our Bitcoin wallet. Oh, the Binance is just telling me that the Bitcoin came. Binance sort of after the fact told us that the Bitcoin got withdrawn, that we put in the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. So let's go to Bitcoin. We're going to do a transfer. What do we have in there? 0.7? All right, so I want to withdraw the Bitcoin. Now I'm going to add a new wallet here. And you can see there, I've got a little icon there. I can tap the icon. And now the phone opens up the camera within the Crypto.com app. And I can hold it up and scan that Bitcoin address. And see it auto-fills it there, so I don't make a typo, right? That's the QR code. David and I were talking about QR codes yesterday. So the Bitcoin address of the Ledger wallet provides you with not only a way to copy the address in your clipboard, it also gives you the QR code for the Bitcoin address so that you can use phone-based wallets to scan the QR code for the address. Right? And then I'm just going to call this one live stream Ledger. Just so I know that, that's the wallet we've created here. So we'll hit continue. Right? And now I need my two-factor, right? So we'll just swing over to Google Authenticator. There's my two-factor at the top. I'm just going to tap, copies it into my clipboard. I'm going to slide back over to crypto.com, tap and paste, hit continue. All right, and then it's going to send me an email to confirm that address. So I'm just going to tap that alert there, and I'm going to confirm that withdrawal address. I'm going to open Chrome. It should auto-open crypto.com. Everybody seems to be happy there, right? So now we can send our BTC from the phone app. So I'm going to tap Send BTC on the phone up there. Right? How much do I want to send? Yeah, I'll send $100 worth of Bitcoin. Right? So I'll hit send. All right, and then I'm going to confirm that. And the passcode was my Face ID. We're going to go back over to we're going to go back over to Google. Right? We're going to tap that. We're going to swing back over to crypto.com. We're going to tap paste. I'm sorry if I do this fast, but I only have a few minutes before the Google code expires. So I don't want to dilly-dally too much, right? All right. So I'm blurry again. Blurry am I, as Scott would say. All right. I just can't stop being blurry tonight. Okay. I'll be blurry. All right. So I can go to the wallet and the Bitcoin, and then I can, let's see here. There it is. See down there at the bottom, it says withdraw pending, right? Let me see if I can come into focus here. And you have to look at my hair. I mean, slowly. Ah, there we go. I'm still in focus. All right. All right, so like I said, it could take a little while, so we'll see how long it takes for the Bitcoin to show up in my Ledger wallet, right? So I'm just going to get the phone out of the way, and get this out of the way, and then we'll just kind of hang out. We'll talk about some stuff. I'll ask a few more questions, and we'll see how long it takes for the Bitcoin to arrive in my Ledger wallet. So, private key. I control the private key of this Ledger-based wallet. The private keys are stored on this device. I don't have to see them. I never see them. The receiving address is not the private key. I can expose that to anybody. It's public. The private key is stored on the device cryptographically. I never see it, but I have control of it by virtue of me pressing these buttons. Right? The private key for the Electrum Bitcoin wallet is stored on my computer in encrypted format. So I don't really see it, but it is on my computer. So I want to make sure that my computer is secure, that I've got antivirus and anti-malware, that I have private, I have password on my computer. I have a password on this wallet, so I try to keep it as secure as possible. Now, other people, they go the whole thing about they have a whole separate computer for crypto. Okay, I get that, but that's very inconvenient, and not too many people have the means to have an extra computer laying around. I do crypto every day. I work on it on my desktop. I do my best to keep my desktop free of viruses and malware. And I don't click weird links. So you decide what works best for you, right? So, but The desktop wallets are, by their very nature, a little less secure than a hardware-based wallet like this. And this is not the only hardware-based wallet out there. There's Trezor, there's Elipal. There's a lot of wallets out there that are hardware-based, right? That they're sort of, they have that air gap between the internet and the private key. All right, so let me see what people are asking. I know sometimes people get upset when I don't answer their questions, when I'm just babbling away. So I'm just going to scroll back up here a little bit and see if there's anything that I've missed. Crypto man, would you use BTC or Monero for onion site markets? That's a decent question. Which is cheaper, native wallet or non? What is cheaper? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. It is you're talking about the address format, right? The native SegWit address format, which is when you create a wallet in Ledger Live, it gives you an option whether you want to use old SegWit or native SegWit. Use the most recent one, native SegWit. It is cheaper and faster from blockchain to blockchain, right? That's one of the features, right? Let me just, let's throw up the chart. Beto Pelataz 1 has asked me a question about Monero. And I did want to talk a little bit about Monero tonight because, and let's see if we can find our price charts here. Monero's popping today. It may not still be popping, but let's see where we're at here. Monero is up 8.13 on the day, right, over the last 24 hours. But it's up more than that. Let's look at the 7-day chart. All right, so here we are, January 2nd, $44.47, right? And then let's look at today. This was the high, $51.88. So quite a big jump for Monero. Interestingly enough, a lot of people were concerned about Monero because Monero is a privacy coin. It is encrypted. The blockchain cannot be read. You can't see who's sending to who. It's much more private than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not encrypted. It uses cryptography, digital signatures, to verify ownership and to sign transactions, but it is not encrypted, right? You can read the transactions on the blockchain using a blockchain explorer. Monero is not like that. If you get a Monero address and put it into a Monero blockchain explorer, it'll say something like, hey, it looks like you're trying to check this dude's balance. You know, it's like, it's hidden, much more private. But over the last couple of months, there was a lot of talk about regulation. There has been over the last year mostly about know your customer requirements on cryptocurrency exchanges. Of course, you know, they're saying it's because of, you know, for the children, you know, we're trying to save the children and the people that are being human trafficked and, you know, prevent the pedophiles and, you know, all this because they want control of our money, right? They want to see exactly who spends what, when, and where, right? But most people want their finances to be private. You know, but they're sort of brainwashed to believe that anybody that uses privacy-based coins are, you know, ipso facto criminals. That's not the case, right? A lot of people use cash because they don't want a record of all the stuff they're buying, right? So anyway, Monero is a privacy-based coin. There were a lot of talk about know your customer regulations on exchanges, and Monero and a lot of the other privacy coins were getting delisted, right? And the price of Monero was going down a lot over the last couple of months, right? But lo and behold, today we have the geopolitical instability that brings out, you know, safe haven buying like gold and silver and Surprisingly today, Bitcoin went up when, we had this, you know, this, uh, this war brinksmanship between the U.S. and Iran. So we have this uncertainty, and lo and behold, Bitcoin goes up. But Monero is also going up, right? So it turns out that people like privacy, and privacy coins are, I guess, what you would say, here to stay. They might try to regulate them out of existence, but it turns out that they do have a use case and they are worth something, and their prices have been going up over the last 24 hours simply because of this geopolitical uncertainty. So the question posed to me was, would I use BTC or Monero for onion site markets? And I don't use onion site markets, so it's kind of a moot question for me. But I believe you can use either on onion-based sites, depending on what you're doing. But if you're buying something that you would like to keep private, you're better off with a privacy coin. I mean, that's this long and short answer of that, right? There are ways to hide your Bitcoin transactions too, but it's easier just to use a privacy-based coin that has all that sort of anonymity built into it. All right, so Monero is doing good today. Bitcoin is doing good. Let's see where we are with Bitcoin. 73. I think it went all the way up to 76 earlier. Let's look at the 1 day. See if we can get anything out of that. Right? 73. I guess 73 is about the best we did. Let me look at the 7 day here. This was 69. Bitcoin is like up. I heard somewhere it was 76, but I don't see it on this chart. So there's 73.99. So Bitcoin's doing good, right? According to CoinMarketCap, it's up 5.24% within the last 24 hours. But remember, it's like pointing to 24 hours ago. Like when it's volatile, these percentages based on the 24-hour change can be a little bit deceiving, right? But here we are right now at 73.22. Pretty good. We're pretty much good above the board. Tether is always slightly down when all the other cryptos are up. It basically hangs at the dollar value, right? That's its function. Let's see. Bitcoin SV is up. Interestingly. So, but Monero's kind of up there with the big boys, 7.92%. That's pretty good. All right. Let's check Ledger Live here. Whoops. See where we're at. Still waiting on that Bitcoin from Crypto.com. Might take a while. It's very, you never know, right? Sometimes it could be the time of day, whatnot. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Generally, I'll get an email alert that my withdrawal is complete within half an hour, usually. So I kind of did it early, so we'll keep an eye on it. Now, also, the other live stream the other day, we talked a little bit about the rewards, the Dedalus rewards wallet. So I'm going to try and go ahead and run that just to see if it will connect. This is the latest version of the Dedalus rewards wallet. I'll just put it over here because the other day it didn't connect. Or actually, I was done with the live stream and then I looked at it and it had connected. All right. Safest wallet for Theta. Let's look and see if Theta is supported. Okay, Theta is an ERC20 token, so it can be stored in Ledger Live. Right? All you got to do is put it in your Ethereum. Well, I don't think I have any Theta in here. Yeah. But it's an ERC20 token. You can simply store it in Ledger Live. It's fully supported in Ledger on a Ledger Nano device using Ledger Live, right? You got the little check mark there. Or my Ether wallet or my crypto. That was an easy one. How does one private key get associated with many different types of cryptocurrency in a wallet? Mastering Bitcoin. The Ledger Nano device is a type of it's a multi-wallet, right? So these are wallets, right? And this is where a seed can generate multiple wallets, right? From one seed. So when you initialize your ledger, it randomly creates a master private seed. This is a very simple diagram. So these are unrelated wallets, right? And then these are deterministic wallets that are generated from one seed. That's how a ledger works. But it's a little more complicated than that. A ledger works, the seed generates this master key. And the master key, when asked, if you say, okay, add an Ethereum wallet, it'll generate a child key and create an Ethereum wallet. And then you can have multiple sub-wallets of the Ethereum wallet. This is all on a ledger. There are other types of wallets that follow this pattern, but I'm trying to demonstrate how a ledger works using. And this is all the BIP39 protocol. It starts with, there's lots of different protocols. This is the BIP32/44 protocol, but Ledger conforms to industry standards and generates these wallets, right? So one of these could be an Ethereum, one could be XRP, one could be Bitcoin, and so you can have multiple wallets, but they all generated from that one master private key. It's a really long, huge master key. If we go down here a little more, they talk about the process here a little bit of how it generates this random number, and then from there it generates that mnemonic code, and then from there it generates this huge long seed. But you can always recover that seed from your code, and this seed will generate multiple other wallets, but they're deterministic, which means if you wipe your wallet clean and restore using these mnemonic code, it will generate this exact same seed again. And when you ask it to create a Bitcoin wallet, it will regenerate the exact same sub wallet, because deterministic means it will always do the same thing every time based on that master private key. So I hope I've talked about this a lot, but I know sometimes people need to hear it over and over again. Binance US, it says, oh, you got past all that, right? Betty A, the last couple of times I got the address page in Ledger Live, somehow it's not letting me close that page. I have to close the application and come back. Seems crazy. Betty. This is what's going on, Betty. What you're doing is you are, let's see, we go back here. Let's go down to accounts. Oh, it's there now. Okay, when you do a receive, Betty, and it's showing you the address, there's no way to close this box, right? You're stuck. You know why you're stuck? Because the device is waiting for you to do something. The device is waiting for you, right? See, the device is displaying an address for you. You have to move over one and hit approve, right? Now watch, when I hit approve, boom, an X shows up there. That's what's going on, Betty. I know a lot of people fall into that. They don't realize that the device is waiting for you to approve that address. That's what's going on. Once you've done that, you can dismiss this box without having to quit the entire application. If I do one thing tonight, it's remove that mysterious, nagging question that's been plaguing Betty for so long. I hope that helped. That's what's going on, right? I know. It's crazy. All right, let me go back here. All right, let me get down here. All right, so our Bitcoin from crypto.com came in, and there we go. And then you can look at your transaction history. That was like roughly $100 worth of Bitcoin that came into my wallet. So pretty cool, right? Crypto.com is a great app for buying and selling cryptocurrency. It's got a bunch of, what is this thing? It's just giving, my Malwarebytes is complaining about my Dedalus wallet. It doesn't like it. They just can't get along. Why can't they get along? I had someone last week or in the last live stream telling me that their balance wasn't showing up in their Dedalus wallet. Well, I did a full reset of my Dedalus wallet, my rewards wallet, and I restored the rewards balance using the 15-word rewards wallet recovery phrase. And as you can see, the balance wallets are gone, right? I didn't recover those. I had no need to recover them. They were empty, right? I had moved everything into my rewards wallet. And so here we go. Now you can see here that this is the delegation tab on the left side. You can see what epoch we're in. You can see all of the stake pools that are available. Epoch has gone to 78. You can see the rewards that I've earned. I've earned 117 ADA so far in this rewards wallet. Now you're not, from what I understand, you're going to have to import this wallet into the mainnet Dedalus wallet in order to actually realize these rewards, right? This is just a test, right? This is a test wallet for people that had a balance during the test snapshot of November 29th. If you didn't have anything in a Dedalus wallet on that date, you missed the boat for the test, right? But there will be, the mainnet will work the same way when it goes completely live, right? The Dedalus wallet will get these features eventually, and you'll be able to stake your Cardano right from within your Dedalus or Yori wallet. And you'll be able to earn ADA wallets in your own wallet. You can delegate from right within the wallet, right? And then you can also undelegate. So right down here it says that I've got this 23,000 ADA delegated. I can click here, I can change pools, or I can undelegate. So I have total control over this ADA. But while it's sitting in my wallet, it's earning rewards. That's cool. That's staking, right? Now we can also do that with Tezos, right? If you notice, I got some Tezos over here. That Tezos is also being staked while it's in my wallet. Now I don't have a whole bunch of it right now, but it is earning me rewards as it's sitting in my wallet, right? If I wanted to sell it, I could simply undelegate it and sell it. But while I'm holding it in my own wallet with a private key that I control, I can earn rewards. That's the cool part of this whole staking thing that's going on now. A lot of good things going on in the crypto world. I don't think you can do that with Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, you can stake Bitcoin, but generally you have to put it on deposit somewhere. And you may or may not want to do that, right? Bitcoin is, people want Bitcoin, right? Big institutions want Bitcoin. So either they will hold it for you, like Fidelity or Backed. They'll say, hey, buy Bitcoin from us. We want big whale clients and they're going to buy $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. We'll hold it for you, right? We'll hold it for you, right? That's what they want, right? It's too complicated for you. Just let us handle everything, right? They don't want people holding Bitcoin in their own wallets. They want to hold it in their wallets, right? So, they can leverage it. So same with, there's a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance. Uh, I'm not sure. There's a lot of them out there where you can deposit your Bitcoin with them and they will pay you interest. But generally, it's like for a term, right? It's like you got to you got to leave it in there for 6 months and we'll pay you interest. That's kind of nail biting, especially if it's like the majority of your Bitcoin. But it's a good way to earn money, right? Good interest. You're not going to get it with savings account these days with a regular bank. What are they paying, like 0.001% now on savings accounts, right? You can also do it with crypto.com. Crypto.com has that crypto earn feature. Same deal. You can just take your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever, and put it in the crypto earn program and let it just earn interest for you. And so they have several tiers, if it ever syncs up here. It's taking forever, right? You can hit the plus, right? You can choose the crypto that you want to stake in their earn program, right? Let's choose Bitcoin. And then you've got all these different you got the flexible plan where you can leave it there and it'll earn 2% yearly and you can take it out anytime. And then you've got the 6% down there at the bottom. If you're willing to leave it in there for 3 months, you'll earn 6% annual. So you're not going to earn a full 6% over the course of those 3 months, but you will earn some rewards for it. As you can see, I've done it a few times, and I've earned $51. So that's pretty cool. Hey, someone just tipped me $5. Thank you very much. Wondering if you've got a question. Let me just check. Edward Beckerman, thank you very much. I'm great at explaining the whole crypto thing. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I know Mr. David has pointed out that sometimes I move too fast. I talk too fast. I apologize, but I don't want to talk over anybody or under anybody. So I'm kind of like trying to, get that happy medium. I'm going to close this down because my malware bites. It just keeps complaining about it. False positive. False negative. Hex, I just can't. Thanks for asking, but I don't believe in Hex. I can't really. The only thing I have to say about Hex is it's. I wouldn't call it an out-and-out scam, but it's not what you would call a decentralized cryptocurrency. It's this guy Hart controls a large percentage of it, so it's more. I wouldn't call it a Ponzi scheme either. It might. I don't think he's going to steal everybody's crypto, but I think he's benefiting more than he should, right? And many people out there consider it a scam, right? And there were some, I don't know if I can find the article, but there were some people that were complaining that some exchanges started carrying Hex, and it was considered to be a scam by many people. So that's my review of Hex. Too good to be true. Like if you read the article, it sounds like you're reading an L. Ron Hubbard book. It's like they claim to have all the answers, right? I'm not putting down anybody that likes L. Ron Hubbard's books, Dianetics or whatever. But whenever I read something and the author claims to have all the answers, I tend to be a little skeptical of that. Right? I like decentralized. I like open source code. I like transparency, all that stuff. And I don't see that in Hex. I see Hex as kind of seems like maybe a good idea, but a little too much control. There are a lot of cryptos out there that are similar to that. A lot of people attack XRP for being too centralized. That might just be its business model, right? They need to be that to, maintain control and do business and all that stuff. They have their own use case, right? They're appealing to banks. They want to transfer money cross border and make it easier and cheaper and faster. That's their thing, right? But a lot of people attack XRP as being too centralized, right? So that's kind of how I feel about Hex too. A little too centralized for me. I don't mean to be rude or anything like that. But that's my take on it, for better or worse. Please do not talk about the Hex scam, right? How the hell do you deposit for support men? Men. How the hell do you deposit for support men? I don't know. Think Richard Hart will go to jail? I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's strictly illegal. I just think that he's kind of gained the upper hand, and Wall Street bankers do the same thing. So, they're not going to jail. So who knows? I watched the video with the Hart guy. Seemed like a scammer to me. Okay. A little bit of agreement there. Hey, Rex, I got a Ledger Nano X. This is Gustavo Gamba. Ledger Nano X, and I tried to send some BTC, and it's still in the blockchain, and it said unspent. How do you get that to the Ledger X? I'm not sure where you sent it from. Kind of weird. I mean, you guys just watched me send some Bitcoin to the Ledger X from Crypto.com, and that seemed to work. Where were we here? Yeah. So that came, right? And it's showing up in my wallet. So I don't know where you sent it from. It's hard for me. I get a lot of comments where people say, I sent Bitcoin and it still hasn't arrived. Help. And I may not always be checking my comments, right away. And then I check that comment. I see it's from 3 days ago. And I figure it's probably there now. A lot of people, panic when they don't see it after 20 minutes, right? Sometimes it takes a whole like I said, sometimes it takes half a day before it actually, arrives in your wallet and you see the balance. And like I said, it's nerve-wracking, but patient. If you send it to the correct address, it should arrive. So I'm not sure. Maybe where did you send Abra? Okay, you sent it from the Abra wallet. Okay. Abra. Whoops. Let's see. What is the Abra wallet? Okay. Okay, so you bought it. Come on. I don't know what's taking this so long. So I'm assuming. Okay, so it's a iOS based wallet that you can use to buy and sell coins. So when you look at your Abra wallet on your phone, it's telling you that it's still in the blockchain. Okay. Now you might like for example, I don't know that I can do that with. Whoops. Let's see here real quick. I want to see if this works. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if I go to my Crypto.com app, there's that transaction that we sent where it says withdraw BTC pending. It says it's still pending even though my wallet sees it, right? But I can tap on that and it shows me that address, right? I don't think I can copy this. But I can look at it from the Ledger Live, which maybe that's what you did. Oops, let me just double check. That's not it. That's from to. Wow, where is the address? There it is, right there. It's kind of weird. All right, that's the. It looks like it kind of split up a little bit. That's the address that it came from, right? We can look at it over here, right? It ends in 7600. I copied that, right? And now I can go to a blockchain. Actually, I can Whoops. I think from within Ledger Live I can click right on it. Let me do that. View and explore. All right, now we'll just paste that guy in there. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted. What did I do? Let's do that again. Copy. All right, let's paste that in there. There it is, 7,600. All right, and there we can see it. One transaction. It's got one confirmation so far, but it's showing up in the wallet. It's not fully confirmed in my wallet yet, I guess, but we can sort of track it. So I'm not sure why it's stuck if it's on the blockchain. Sometimes if you, like in the late 2017, there were Bitcoin transactions that were taking days, that were when you withdrew it from Coinbase to your own wallet, it would take days because Coinbase was completely bogged down from all the traffic. So sometimes it's the exchange. The exchange tells you that it's sent, but it stays in the processing mode for hours and hours, sometimes days, depending on the situation. And then once it actually gets out on the blockchain, sometimes the blockchain itself is overloaded. Late 2017, the Bitcoin blockchain was overloaded. But it has since gained in hashing power and is much faster now. So hopefully your Bitcoin will arrive in your Ledger wallet if you send it. But check it from both ends like I did. You know, try and figure out where it went, where it's coming from. Like in that case, you wouldn't even have you had the receiving address, so you could check that on the blockchain. All right. Send a small amount. Yes, always send a small amount. Don't send your whole life savings from one place to another until you've done your small test transaction. That's best practice. Even I get impatient sometimes too. Sometimes I'm like, I've done this a million times, let me just send it. But if it's the first time you're ever sending to a particular wallet or a particular address from a particular place, you might want to just do a little test to make sure. That way, if it gets gummed up, you know, it's not so nerve-wracking. And then you might see it clears after 8 hours, and then you're kind of like, okay, I get it. It's going to take a while. I'll go ahead and send the rest because you knew that it got to the other side into your wallet, right? So, oh, thank you, Wally. Rex, should the Ledger company ever go out of business, will our Ledger hardware wallets continue to work? I had this question the other day. So let me, the best way to describe that is the BIP 39 page. We're over here. Okay, so we talked about this. The Ledger conforms to industry standards. So the Ledger, when it generates a master private key, it gives you a mnemonic code. In this example, it's 12 words. In the Ledger example, it's 24. So when you initialize your Ledger and write down your 24-word recovery phrase, that is a BIP 39 compatible mnemonic code, right? So if Ledger ceases to exist, goes out of business, you can take your 24-word recovery phrase and use it to recover your wallet into, or recover your wallets into other crypto wallets. Might be complicated depending on how many different coins you got in that ledger, right? But let me show you a little example. All right, this is the mnemonic code generator, right? I can take this and whoops. Right? And I can put in, and it even knows it's not, there are 2,048 words in the mnemonic code list, the official BIP 39 list. And Ledger conforms to that, right? I'm just putting random words in there. But if you put all those 24 words in here, it will generate a private key for Bitcoin. See, this is the Bitcoin. it generates that private key, which you can use in other wallets like Electrum, the Ledger, I'm sorry, the Trezor, the Keep Key. There's a lot of other wallets out there that you could import that private key into to recover your Bitcoin. Now, what? Well, maybe you had some Ethereum in there, right? You've got other private keys that you can generate from your 24-word recovery phrase. Now, don't do this online. All right, there's an offline way to do this. So they give you instructions for doing this offline. You can download all of this code, run it in your browser while you're disconnected from the internet to generate these private keys. And then you can copy and paste them, write them down, whatever. You can, but the long and short of it is, if Ledger goes out of business, if Ledger ceases to exist, you can recover your wallets with that 24-word recovery phrase that you wrote down. It can be used to generate private keys, or some wallets will actually import the entire 24-word recovery phrase in and give you multiple wallets. I'm not sure which wallet does that, but you can do it piecemeal, or you might be able to get a big chunk of the wallets in one fell swoop, depending on the type of hardware wallet you're using. I think Trezor uses 12-word recovery phrases, but there may be a way to even convert. Yeah. But the long and short of it is, you're okay. Don't worry. If Ledger goes out of business, your crypto is safe, right? I did not. Are you saying not to report any? Look in the Abra and see if you can see the transactions on the blockchain. If under 20K trades per year, don't worry about it. Oh, we're talking about taxes. Can we restore different cryptos with the same key? Like I said, if you look at this tool, you can use that one key to do multiple cryptos, right? So if I put a 24-word recovery phrase in this box up here, and then I choose Bitcoin, it's going to throw that key down there, right? And if I choose Bitcoin Cash, it'll give me a different private key based on the exact same 24-word recovery phrase. Or I could choose Ethereum, right? It would generate an Ethereum private key using this the same 24-word recovery phrase. So yes, your 24-word recovery phrase can be used to generate multiple private keys in order to recover the different wallets. Right? I'll have to do some more research and find out if there's like a one-to-one wallet out there that would pull in a 24-word recovery phrase. I don't know if Exodus would do it. It might. I think Exodus has like their own. Then there's another one too. Atomic Wallet. Right. So Atomic Wallet, you could probably import a lot of those in using the Atomic Wallet too. So. Industry standard, right? So there's always a way. See, restore from backup. Oh, okay. I'm not going to do that. But this is a 12-word. So I have to do some research and find out which wallets support 24-word multi-wallets. But you can use the BIP39 tool to extract your individual private keys and then import those into different wallets. Electrum Bitcoin wallet can restore, you can sweep private keys into the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. All right, there's our Electrum Bitcoin wallet. Looks nice and green now because it's had plenty of time to confirm the transaction on the blockchain, right? Now it's fully spendable, almost. Looks like almost. Right, and then there we go with our Ledger Live, sitting pretty with the Bitcoin that arrived from Crypto.com. All right, everything's good, everything's cool. We transferred Bitcoin from one place to another tonight. Did a pretty good job, I'd say. Everything went through, and always check your Ledger device when you're doing transactions in Ledger Live. There are many steps where you may not realize that the device wants your input. And it happens to me a lot too. Like there are certain wallets that are compatible with this, and like I go to open the wallet and it's just sitting there spinning. And I'm like, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck? And then I've even quit the wallet, rebooted my computer, tried again, and was like, hey, wait a minute. It wants me to like export the public key. You know, Adalite is like that. Uh, the Stellar wallets are like that. So you always want to pay attention to what the little screen here is telling you, because sometimes the wallet is waiting for you to press some buttons. Right? Always keep that in mind. It's a great little secure device, but a little cryptic, right? Right? It's designed with security in mind, but human interface can be somewhat lacking, right, at times. Okay, Gusto, can I take it out of the blockchain and put it back in Abra Wallet if I can't get it into my ledger? No, I believe that once you have you've sent and confirmed a transaction, it's out, right? It's on the blockchain. There's no way to get it back. Now, there were instances back in 2017 where people were sending Bitcoin out to bad addresses, like a Bitcoin Cash address or whatever. Now, but this is I'm only saying this because it might happen. Coinbase was catching some bad transactions that were sort of bouncing back, and they would eventually refund your Bitcoin account, right? Because your Bitcoin account on Coinbase is not really, it's not a real wallet, right? It's like on their exchange somewhere. And they've got like a database that says, okay, John has 3 Bitcoin and Mary has 1.5 Bitcoin. You know, Mary tried to send some Bitcoin and it failed, and then it bounced back to them, and or it never really went out, and then it eventually would refund into their original wallet. I don't know if Abra works that way. I really don't. I don't know what happened. Can Gustavo, how long ago did this happen? Are we talking hours, days, months? That would help if I knew how long it's been pending out there. Because sometimes if it's only been a few hours, just give it time. If it's been a few days, then you might want to like double check what you did, make sure you sent it to the wrong wallet, a wrong address, just, you know. Oh, let me see if John. Oh, I don't think John. What is it now? 6:30. Hey, John. Just wanted to know if you want to do this or not. Wow. Hey, John. Just want to confirm Monday morning with you. Okay. Betty A, Happy New Year. December 17th. Yeah. Okay. That's a long time. I don't know what happened. I mean, that just sounds weird. Why would it be on the blockchain and not in your wallet? I mean, it seems weird. I don't know what happened. XRP agent is here again with the green, flashing his money around as usual. Let me shout out to William here. I've been working. I'm trying to figure out why my live streams are. I should put him on here. Let's see if I can do it. I'm not very. It's like. Come on, Rex. You can do this. All right. Yeah, it won't let me edit my cards while I'm in the live stream. Maybe after the fact I'll do it. Maybe I can edit the cards after that. And then next week I'll put you in there. so that you'll be up in the corner. But in the meantime, let's go to my subscriptions. XRP Agent. Guys, check out XRP Agent's YouTube channel. He's doing live streams. He's talking about the markets. He's doing analysts. Check out his channel. Give him your support. William has been a great benefactor of mine. He always comes in and throws me a tip. And he's got some books on Amazon you should check out. He's a real estate agent, and he's got some great ideas about incorporating Bitcoin into the real estate market, the whole process of how things go. So I invite you to check out William's channel. He's incognito on his YouTube channel as the XRP Agent. So I invite you to check him out. All right, so getting them fast and furious now. If your currency is not in your wallet, it does not belong to you. Do not leave your currency on the exchanges. Crypto Bridge Exchange has just recently shut down. Good advice, Peter A. When you're on the BIP39 site, Rex, can you just hit the generate key to have words entered instead of typing them? Just simplifies your demonstration. No, I would need a valid 24-word recovery phrase in order to actually demo what I'm doing, and I don't really, I mean, I need all 24 words, right? I don't have an empty 24-word recovery phrase handy, or do I? Oh yeah, let's just generate it. All right, good idea. Let's see, how do I do it? Oh, it's here. All right, there we go. Yes! I forgot that you could just generate a random one, right? All right, so here we go. There is a BIP39 root key for an Ethereum address. Let's switch it back to Bitcoin, BTC. And I think it ends up down here. Yeah, that's an XPub key, right? Let's try that again. Oh, it's just going to end up back to nothing. All right, so there's our key. Yeah, it looks like an XPub key. I thought it was going to end up being more of a Bitcoin private key. BIP32. Nah. I could have been wrong about this whole thing. No, I remember I've done this before, and you do actually get private keys. And I don't know if that's it or not. Okay. You're so crazy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your shout outs. But I appreciate you more with all the knowledge you give me. LOL. How I was supposed to sync my Ledger X to MetaMask before sending ETH to Hex. However, I sent ETH from Ledger to MetaMask without syncing the Nano X first. Will my stuff be on MetaMask only? You can send it and receive it back and forth between MetaMask and your Ledger. So MetaMask can interface with a Ledger and sort of borrow the private key as long as you authorize it. But it can also be a standalone wallet that you can actually send your ETH to. I'm not sure exactly what you did, but if it's separate, if it's in the MetaMask wallet separately, you could simply do a send back to your Ledger wallet. It's pretty simple. Shah, can you please show me how to transfer US dollar coin from exchange to your Ledger Nano S? I don't know that Ledger Nano supports dollar coin. Let's see here. It's USDC, right? Where'd it go? Oh, USDC. Okay, yeah. You can put it in Ledger Live. So basically, you would just go to Manager. This will be the last thing I'll do tonight, guys. I'm going to head out. Right? We're going to exit. Whoops. We're going to exit the Bitcoin app. We're going to go back up here. We're going to allow Ledger Manager when it comes up on the screen. Right? We'll hit both buttons. Right? Now we're just going to go into the Ledger Manager and let's add the US dollar coin. right? Is that it? USDC. How did we do that? Well, it says that it's compatible, right? USDC. Well, it looks like they're using the ERC20 version of that USDC coin. I'm not sure if that's the one that Coinbase Pro uses or not. So what they're telling me is that it's an ERC20 version. So we would do add token. Let's do this. There we go. Add token USDC, right? US dollar coin, right? So there it is. It's like an ERC20 token, right? And then you would just be in the Ethereum app, right? Ethereum is how you manage ERC20 tokens, right? Open Ethereum, hit continue, hit continue. There's that address. It's actually your Ethereum address, right? We got to verify the address. Right. Approve. All right. And now we would go to our account and withdraw it to that address. That's pretty straightforward. Although not every USDC coin is Ethereum based. Right? Oops. Turn that off. Yeah, I don't really have time to log into an account that supports USDC. I believe it's Coinbase Pro. Same concept though. You go to your USDC that you've got on your exchange, you hit withdraw, you give it this address, and then you withdraw it to your wallet. Now, make sure you do a very small amount to test it first, because maybe not that USDC may not be ERC20 based. I'm not sure. But according to this, it is. So we'll see. That would be just like any other coin, right? There's your address. That's the receiving address of the wallet. Copy that into your clipboard. Go over to your exchange. Do a withdrawal. Send it to this address. See how that works. Guys, I'm going to have to sign out. Wife's upstairs waiting for me to watch a movie with her. So we're going to sit back by the fire and relax. And thank you guys for coming. Don't forget, I do this every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again. And if you're up in the morning, join me for my Tuesday morning Bitcoin Basics, where we're just going to go through the basics of Bitcoin. Hope to see you guys there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.